Alright, g'day everyone, welcome back to another Downdrain video. This is the first, showcase of some proper gameplay. I'm joined here with artist, Artman,
Artman me,
Artman
Maxwell.
Mon. And
And
I think you're playing the game as well, right?
yeah, I'll
Yeah,
play some. I'll make
yeah,
sure to mute my audio so there's no just
yeah.
random noises coming through.
You're looking at my screen currently though.
Yeah.
I'm just going to show you. Most of this menu stuff is like placeholder, and we'll be pointing out what's placeholder and what we're actually planning to do with a lot of it as we go through. This is just to introduce you guys to the game because the trailer is a very sporadic sort of thing.
Very stylized.
Yep. So I'm just going to take you all through a little tour to start off with. We got a loadout thing. So the way that the game works, we'll give like a broad overview, I reckon. You have dudes. You hit the things to get points. You get enough points, you move on to the next level. That's the base fundamental of it, right? But then on top of that, you got a lot more stuff going on. So firstly, you have a whole loadout, so you can choose which creatures you want spawning in your round. And
then each of these have their own abilities or perks.
yeah, so at the moment we got like a normal one. We've got one that's like super big and high friction, which friction is actually pretty relevant in the game because bouncing has a lot of effects. We've got one that when you hit other dudes, it sort of like sticks to it. We've got one that just rolls, one that like floats. We've got like heaps of them, right? But for the purpose of this, I'm just going to use all of the standard ones because they're the only ones with an actual asset, and we'll go through that.
Yes.
Then if we go here, this is like the main menu. You can just adjust the sensitivity up here. This is your progress. I'm moving like my thumb, but you actually can't see where where I'm pointing. In the bottom right, there's just a little bar. That's just your progress bar for where you level up. Left of that is your level, and the chicken is just like a profile icon. And here you can swipe around and move around the map, and you can see I haven't unlocked any of these stages. Each stage has 3 levels on it that have a randomized order. If you beat all 3, you get to choose which world you want to go to next. So if I go to when I beat this one, I could either go here or I could go here, and then vice versa, going to all of these ones around here. And then lastly, this is the incubator. This is like where you unlock eggs. So when I hit play, I'll click on the world, and now it loads me in. And you can see this is a placeholder level. Maxwell, do you want to talk about the placeholder art a bit?
Yeah. So despite me actually creating art that's designed to be replaced later on, it still makes it a little bit more presentable than the classic dash placeholders, which just consist of
Google Images and
yeah,
old assets from
previous
other games. Yeah.
previous ones. You would have, or if you've stuck around with us for a little while, you would understand or you would know about the Garden of Error assets. We've used them quite a bit in our previous builds. And since we are releasing or we're announcing this before we have a great deal, even 10%, I dare say, of the art completed, we still wanted it to kind of look presentable and to still describe that it's a work in progress. So
Yeah.
rather than just getting ragtag images, we still have some nice, well,
Yeah, it's
nice.
like yeah. It's like when I post a screen a GIF of something that I've done, right? Something I've implemented. I want people to see it and be like, yeah, okay, that's the prototype. This is not showcasing what the final game looks like. This is showcasing a
Yeah,
mechanic
exactly.
or a thing. And oh my god, like it looks so much better than it did before. I still have some of the old builds on my phone and they look awful.
Yeah, no, I have one as well. It's hilarious seeing the before and after.
Yep. Hopefully we get to the one level with assets, and we'll show off some of those because those do look very, very cool.
I've gotten very lucky. I've only had the level with assets so far.
Oh man, I can actually head there now. So you can see that we have enough points. We have 358 out of 200. I wasn't paying any attention. But when that happens, that bar down the bottom starts getting faster and faster. You may have noticed. So you got to kind of skedaddle out of here before it gets out of control. So I'm gonna just head out right now. And then this little zone here is sort of like an intermittent zone. And like the whole layout of this is going to be like rearranged to fit in the lore and stuff as we go. But at the moment, you can, if you hit this, it gambles your critter composition. So that it can either give you a green one or a red one. The red one, you sacrifice whichever dude you want, and then all your others get turned into that one. The green one just randomly gives you one for each of them. My entire loadout, as you saw, was just all of these same dudes, so it actually will do nothing. So I'm not going to use it. Then there's these. Each of these gives you a certain amount of points, 400, 225, 280. And you get that's based on quantity, how much dudes you have, lives, how many lives I currently have, or how much jumps total are over all the dudes' heads. As you can see, I've got quite a bit, but I do have quite a few dudes, so quantity will give you the most. But when I choose one, while I get the points for whichever one I'm doing the best in, it also takes you down a peg. So if I chose quantity, you can see I've just lost half my dudes now. But I did get a lot of points, and I'm almost at 800, which would be what I need to beat the next level. And then if you move into here, there's some other stuff going on. You've got this whole loan thing, so you can deposit a certain amount of points, and then when you come, if you manage to make it back here for like during the same run, you can get double back. So it's like sort of a risk versus reward. Here, down here is a curse. This curse actually makes it so whenever I jump, I lose a point. And the way curses work is they heal you up. So if I was like on 1 health, it would bring me up to full health, and it gives me an extra maximum heart. But it also stacks like exponentially, right? Oh, not exponentially, right? The more you get, the better it also kind of is, because the first one you get just as that. The second one you get doubles the amount of points that you're getting, and the third one you get makes it so there's a 50% chance that when you jump, you don't lose a jump. So while you're building up this sort of onslaught of curses that are detrimental, if you go far enough in there, it starts to mold the gameplay in a way where it's sort of like it's altered and not really strictly worse, really. And then here, there's ways that you can remove the curses. And we're not like 100% on the thematic lore for this section. But when we get it, I reckon it'll be a very cool area.
Yeah, although we are developing it,
yes.
behind curtains. Although we won't reveal too much now because it's all subject to change. So.
Yeah, we're not gonna just tell you guys what the story of the thing is right now. And I've also got to stress it's not a narrative game. It's a mobile game, but it's set in a we want to construct a nice world.
Yeah, something interesting, something extra that you can look into if you'd like.
Yeah.
It definitely won't be hinging off of the idea of a narrative, like Josh said.
And now you can see we're actually in a level with some assets. And it looks bloody buggers, I would say. Oh,
compared to what it was before.
Yeah.
It's looking a little bit more like a game.
Yeah. Slightly more presentable. So I think.
Actually, also that being said, if I may tack on, you'll notice that despite it being the full or like an actual level, right, it still looks very, very flat because, oh my gosh, cockatoos are loud. It still looks very, very flat because since this is only just like the reveal and I'm still testing out visual style, you'll see like some inconsistencies in the art with the background and like some of the foreground assets even. And there's no animations either because right now I'm still kind of fleshing out and feeling out
the style.
How I want, like how we want the game to feel, how we want it to look, how we want it to like respond and give feedback in different ways.
Yeah, all the animations are stuff that I've just added into Unity to make it just as a
all
placeholder for now.
Yeah, but it will definitely feel more full, more together, and more alive once we include some more hand-drawn animations in there.
Yeah, and especially in terms of visual communication to the player. because a lot of
Yes.
it is still a tiny bit confusing for someone who has seen no gameplay. Though I have been like handing the game to people, and they seem to pick it up like fairly fast because it's a very simple concept, right? Like here you see me,
Mm.
I've got a bunch of dudes. You just drag them like Angry Birds, so they go hit stuff. You want to get the yellow points, and the green things just fast forward the green bar.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
because the like the core gameplay elements, like you said before, it is quite simple, but it's like like skill comes from metas that are being utilized through the micro and macro decisions that
Yeah,
we've presented.
yeah, that's something that I really wanted to nail with the game is have enough of that sort of mobile micro element of gameplay, but then there's also like greater, like more gross gameplay decisions that are going to impact the wider run, right?
Yeah,
Whether that even be before you start your run with the loadout that you're choosing, and whichever world you're deciding to start from, because the thing that we added was each world has their own like power up food. You can see that these apples just belong to these dudes, but you'll be noticed that I've been picking up these mechanical ones which make you invincible for one tick. And that's the special power up food for this world. But if on this run, if I made it to another world, I would carry through the chance to spawn those. So depending on which route you're taking through the whole map, you're accumulating I guess a growing army of power ups that are like in the spawn pool. So that's like
yeah,
influences, I guess, what sort of strategy you're planning to go for, and that can be adapted on the fly. It's not like you plan your route strictly beforehand. You might be like running really low on dudes, or the RNG that you've got to give you it gave you way more of one dude than you were really planning for. So you might have to adapt your strategy for that. And then on top of that, we tried to make it so you don't get like mad screwed over by RNG. There's still ways to, to deal with that with the shrines and stuff. So it sort of rewards you for if anything's being like I guess unfairly skewed to an extent, with it still influencing your gameplay. And I'm almost have enough points to get into a new stage. Each stage we wanted to like it definitely have a different visual feel. Like I think you're gonna have a fun time coming up with a visual concept for each different world, right?
yeah,
But they also have like I said that mechanical food difference, a power up, and then also just a structural like map design level or an actual new like mechanic. So this one here has the bubbles you might have seen that come from geysers. There's no geysers yet, but that's what they I assume will canonically be coming from, which just have a pretty light impact on the level. But I mean, this is the first world, so it kind of does make sense. But then other levels, see, now I've got two options here. I can either go to the left or the right. The left has lots of stuff to do with the jumps. So it has their power up is it just straight up doubles your jump count. But if the food is rotten, then it halves it. So it's like more risky, but you can get some really high jump counts if you're trying to go for that sort of build. But then it also has these extra hazards which like latch onto your dudes and just suck out their jumps. So it's like it's also a high risk of absolutely decimating some of your dudes with high jumps. Or I can go the other way, which has all these like score zones. So if I go in there and stand in the score zone, I get points for however many dudes are there. So these are all just things that increase the amount of, I guess, action that the player has to go through, the amount of conscious thought. Because right now I have like 6 dudes, and for most of the time on that last stage, I could just leave most of them in the corner and just jump around with the other one. We really try to come up with ways that utilize moving your entire like I guess assortment of dudes.
Yeah.
So I've gone this way. Doo-doo-doo. I actually think this level has a dodgy hitbox on this thing up here, but we'll see, won't we? Hey.
Yeah, I mean there are a few dodgy hitboxes around, but that's something that we'll discover and fix through playtests.
Yeah, yeah. Especially lots of the balance is like a little bit off, but that's like Max said. Once the playtests start coming through and we start finalizing some stuff, would be good. And I think the levels that we choose to start fleshing the visuals out for will probably be the ones that you as the community are like, yeah, these are the levels we like. These are what we feel is fair and fun, and do it, because we don't want to like spend all that. Max, you don't want to spend all that time working on a banging like artwork thing only for the level to suck, and then we have to change it. And that's another reason why it's good to have these prototype assets, so we can prototype a level out that looks like this visually, and then if everyone's like, yeah, this is really fun to play, and then we're like, okay, sure, we'll turn it into an actual thing. I gotta get out of here. Gotta get out. Ooh. So you might have noticed this like red lava thing keeps coming up every time I start to leave the level. That's just like the evacuation event. It triggers something that doesn't really have a name canonically yet, but in the code it just references Blitz. And what that does is whenever you hit a point thing, it just automatically spawns the next point thing with a multiplier. So it's like you can get a big combo chain going.
Yeah.
And that triggers when you go to leave the stage. So that's like, there's a bit of strategy there for when you decide to send some of your dudes out and leave the other ones near the point, so you can start the combo. But you can also trigger Blitz if a infected dude goes inside one of the portals, which I might try to demonstrate if I can pull it off. What curses we got? I don't really want that. That curse makes it so all food spawns rotten. And the way you can get your dudes infected is if they eat a food that doesn't belong to them. So currently I have 5 of the same dude, so they all eat the apples, but each character eats their own food. So if you eat the wrong food, then you get infected. They also get infected if you go down to 0 jumps. So obviously when you hit 0 jumps, you can't jump anymore. So you need that bit of that strategy to come up with a way to get yourself back up to have a amount of jumps so you can actually move into the portal once you're infected. This is crazy. I've got like 4 hazards everywhere.
Yeah.
That's oh my god. Yeah, so you can see at the top of this level I have failed to put in the proper placeholder asset. You can see it's there, but it's being covered by one of the old ones. I think it's just a Unity layering thing. And stuff like that, we hack away at and slowly clear out. I kind of want to get out of this level after I get this.
One of the falling objects.
Yeah.
Landed on like the bouncy ball thing on like one of the levels.
Yeah.
And it just flew it and just took out like all of my guys at once.
Oh my god, yeah.
It just landed in like a bunch of them. They were just sitting there and I lost. That's so sad. Oh my gosh, I unlocked a new egg. No way.
Yo! Oh yes, I think this is probably you want to kind of talk about how the progression system works at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it's still subject to change and whatnot. Yeah. But as of yet, you unlock new characters and stuff. Basically, just like through playing. Like we won't have any like large walls or like any paywalls or anything. That's cringe corporate stuff. But yeah, as you've seen in the well, if you've watched our little like a little quick face-to-face talk about this game, our pay model is going to be still evaluated, but we can guarantee that it won't be like Battle Pass Season 1.
Yeah, it won't be scummy.
Downdrain. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you can unlock your eggs through just like playing the game and stuff, and your eggs will appear in the incubator, and they'll be hatched through like a time thing.
Yeah,
And then
and
yeah,
I think we're planning to add like challenges for like each like stage. So maybe there's like a
yeah,
time barrier, and then it's like, all right, now you got to bloody complete this level using this sort of like loadout or do this sort of thing. Generic sort of game challenges
yeah,
missions.
yeah. But it's
Um,
still like that still prompts for some switching up of gameplay and stuff.
yeah, and I think like long term, some things I really want to do. I want. This is definitely going to be in there. Like leaderboards are going to be in there, like given.
Oh yeah.
But what I really want to do is I want to get like a. I really want to set up like a weekly seed sort of thing. It's like everyone gets the same run with the same preset like layout and maybe some modifiers and stuff, and then who
Mm.
can get the best score on that
Yeah,
seed.
yeah, yeah.
I reckon that could be really fun. Because the game has a lot of I guess enough depth to be like competitively like strategic. It's not just all RNG.
Mm.
And that's it's a you unlock more stuff as you go, and that's like that whole roguelite aspect. As you can see, I can now start from this world that I got to before. Um, but yeah, I might just do one more run. Anything else we really need to talk about the game?
I think we've covered
Yeah, I think
everything.
people kind of generally get the gist of what's going on,
And we'll
especially.
still be putting out
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
updates
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
stuff
Definitely, definitely,
as they
definitely.
come.
And this is a chance for you guys in the comments to let us know what it is you actually want to see us talk about. What aspects of the game you'd like to see us touch on. I think I'm probably planning in the future, like once we nail it a bit more, to deal with what it's like developing for a mobile platform and how that differs from PC. Because a lot of the features in here, uh, they're like sort of support the platform a lot more, and the game was kind of unplayable on mobile for a long time. Like it was kind of felt really shit to play, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like even just the trail, how the trail changes to like show you what you're gonna hit. It's not 100% accurate. So I got to keep working on that, but it's still so much better than it was before. Because when you're on a phone, you have a massive thumb. Well, I have a massive thumb. If you have a massive thumb like me, it's kind of hard to see where you're going, and you might be obscuring some stuff. So it's just a clear visualizer of what you're gonna hit, where you're gonna go. And then stuff like the controlling of the sensitivity. The sensitivity used to be like super low, and it kind of sucked. But now we just added the option, and cranking it up is usually a lot better. And that kind of helps with being able to see where you're going to go to, because your thumb isn't where you're going to land; it's just the direction that you're going.
Mm.
So you can still kind of see that trail. And then oh my god, dealing with aspect ratios and stuff, fair dinkum dude. No, not cool, not fun at all. The way Max, how are you developing the assets for the differing assets ratios?
Um, I remember trying to figure out maps, like map sizes for the different phone sizes. That
Yeah,
was a pain in
yeah,
the
because
ass.
you only want to make one asset
Yeah, I don't
per
want to have
thing.
to make a map for every single existing phone in the market. So I've had to do a thing where I'm taking like the worst case scenario. Like I found like the most disgusting elongated aspect ratio that I can
A
find
bloody
as of yet.
TV remote.
I know that they'll freaking change with the new iPhone 13 or whatever it's going to come out. But so I took like the most extreme one, and I'm making a like a big ass long map out of that, and then from that basically you can just like zoom in or like cut off the tops and bottoms of the map, because you'll only have like an actual set play area which will fit on like smaller phones, but for the larger phones you can still get more like additional kind of visual aspects in like the top and the bottom, so there's no just like black bars.
Yeah,
um, and then as for dealing with like other assets, I'm just going to make them big. So
yeah. No, we're having a bit of issues with the like PC ports. Everything's being like super compressed and stuff.
yeah, that's strange.
I don't know why. that is. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but we're gonna try and fix it. Because that's why I'm recording the gameplay on my phone right now, because it's so much more high definition than what's going on.
Yeah, it's way crisper than PC, which is really strange.
Oh, we're dead.
Yeah.
All right, die. That's 2 runs. I reckon that's a pretty general like grasp of the gameplay so far, and expect more to come, especially in the Discord server. I think we'll regularly be posting stuff that's going on, and ways for you guys to get involved with some stuff, even this early on. So thank you all for watching. You got questions? Let us know. Leave them down below. Even in the Soulcast, we start talking about some of this stuff.
Yeah, and we'll probably start to kickstart some of our like more regular previous things. Like Soulcast probably be coming back into it a lot.
Yeah.
Now that we've pumped out this like first kind of step in this project.
Yeah, apologies. This kind of sucked up a lot of our time these past couple of weeks, but it's out there now, and I'm really excited, to be honest, to have it out there, and I hope you guys are too. So thank you for watching. If you're keen, it really means a lot if you share the video with others, and just leave a comment. What do you want to see? What do you like? What are you liking? Is this something that you want to see? Or just videos of us talking about the game as we play it, or what kind of content do you want? Because this is a new era basically. So
yeah, and this will definitely pave a way into how we deal with content for the new year.
Sweet. All right. Thank you all for watching. And we'll catch you on the next one, I reckon. Huh?
Yeah, thank you. Be sure to check us out on our other socials.
Yeah, check the links.
More news about the game. Subscribe to our channel and share with your mates as well.
Yeah, check it.
We'd love to grow this community of ours.
Yep. Check the description. Thank you all, and peace.
Catch you later.